Yo, yo, welcome back to Talking Business. I'm here again in the home studio. I've set up again, recorded yesterday the last episode on grief, on lockdown, on the marathon, and I'm back in. I love doing it, I love being back. I feel like I've got more to say. And so, yeah, here I am. It's Friday, end of the day, end of a busy week. A lot going on. I think I'll do a voice note or episode on what a day looks like at Sanctus at the minute. Maybe get a few people on from Sanctus, from some of the team in future. And this evening today, I'm going to follow on from the last episode where I talked a lot about the marathon, obviously, and I talked briefly about a group that I started to help me get through my training for the marathon. And I want to talk about that more because it became something pretty special, something that I'm running now, and I just think it's a cool lesson story of how you can start something out of nothing and support yourself, support others, and even like that, I guess like the business lesson, the entrepreneurial lesson of creating something of value that others value, that others need, and how you can do that, not quickly, but yeah, I just want to share the story of how this started, how I did it, and the lessons I learned, I guess, and what I took from doing it. So, quick overview. I started, if you haven't listened to the last episode, I ran the London Marathon and this year, and in preparation for that, I had a running training plan that I asked a friend to help me put together. His name's Stu. He's a running coach and a Sanctus coach and a good friend, and he helped me put together a training plan. And then I thought it'd be cool to like put it on social, put it on Insta, ask friends if anyone else wanted to train with me for those. So I had 8 weeks. Anyone else want to train for 8 weeks with me? And you don't necessarily have to run a marathon at the end of that 8 weeks, but you can run your own fun run. So 5k, 10k, half marathon, whatever it is you want to train towards. And I had 16 other friends, people that I know that needed some level of focus, a purpose, especially with lockdown, wanted to get back into running, had either lost their motivation for it, wanted to just, get back out there, and needed a bit of a push, needed some support, needed a bit of a community. And before we knew, we had 16 of us in a WhatsApp group that I created, and then we each had a plan that we'd use to kind of my marathon plan, and tweaked it and either halved it if you're going to do a half, or quartered it if it was a 10. I'm not quite sure how we put those plans together, to be fair. Then we were in the WhatsApp group, everyone shared who they were and their running experience, and that was it. We had this group, and then basically, honestly, every day we would post our runs in this WhatsApp group. Just done this run, wasn't easy, struggling to get out today, don't want to get out today. It was literally, the group was buzzing, and I kind of went from feeling on my own during lockdown and at home to then being a part of this like super lively WhatsApp group with others who were on the same journey as me, had made the same commitment as me, were committed to doing 3 runs a week, and we're going to share honest updates in the group. So honestly, from like day one, I suddenly felt part of something. I felt like I wasn't alone. I felt like I had the support of others to motivate me when I really didn't want to go out. And even when I was running, I was like, I'm not running on my own, because it was like that added accountability of, I'm going to post this when I get home, and the group will be there and be like, well done. And it was genuinely this big support push that I genuinely don't know if I would have been able to just get through the 8 weeks without that little edge. There was definitely times when I just thought, I've had a long day, I don't want to run now. But that group just kept me going, kept me enjoying it, allowed me to focus on every run. I talk more about it in the last episode if you want to listen. But yeah, so that became a thing. And on the last day, the day I ran the marathon, everyone ran their version of that, and their fun run, we called it. So I renamed the marathon Fun, F-U-N, the fun half, fun 10K, or the fun 5K. We all ran, we all shared it, celebrated, and that was it. And after doing it, I was just like, that was seriously valuable for me. And I was thinking about all the things that during lockdown I've struggled loads, and that was the one. It wasn't about the marathon, it was about being a part of the group, and it was about having structure, it was about having a plan, and it was about being a part of something and giving people some routine, and giving myself some routine. I was like, surely other people will value that. I can't be the only person that, or the only one of 16 that need that. So I started to kind of just think, right, let's make this happen on a bigger scale if we can, create a fun run with exactly the same concept and just open it out wider. And that's where the idea for the Sanctus Fun Run came about. So I just, imagine running a Sanctus Fun Run on a date towards the end of the year, December 6th, I think we've said we're working towards. And then I'll just share and I'll create it, and with exactly the same concept. The few differences I wanted to put in place. One, I wanted it to be paid, almost like you'd buy a ticket to a fun run. And I think there's a few parts to that. One was I wanted to get people that were better than me involved. So I wanted 1 or 2 professional run coaches to be a part of the group, to really design the plans properly this time, and to have those experts in the group to support people on their journey. So it wasn't just me kind of saying, hey guys, good luck with that run, which is I was trying to motivate people, but then you've got the kind of expert side of this is what to expect, this is how to prepare everything. So it just made it real. I knew I'd have to pay, I wanted to pay those coaches for their time and for their experience. So there was one thing of like, I need to probably pay for that experience. So I reached out to Stu, my friend who helped me with previously, and he introduced me to Steve, who's an elite runner, top running coach. He runs a business where he coaches and works with different people. So perfect, met him. He was really excited, really on board. Spoke to Stu, he was excited, he was on board. And the other, and I'll talk about that more in a moment, the other part of paying for it was, I felt and I feel like this about sort of anything that you spend on or buy, when you do that, it means the value that you've got in return has to feel worth it. So it's a commitment, it's a statement of, I value this. And then that is a commitment in itself. By putting that money in, it's a commitment to yourself that I'm doing this, I'm in for 8 weeks, it's £10 a month, it's 20 quid for my ticket, and it's a commitment. So that was the psychological piece. And then I wanted to add more value into it. So you get this personalized plan to follow, you join this community, you get access to this support, and you get advice and tips and tricks and like a nutrition guide and other stuff. So try to package it, and then with the existing. So then I also, sorry, to keep on this point, because I think price is a really important one. I just thought, what did I spend on to enter the Lichfield Fun Run or half marathon fun run that I did last year or the year before? I think it was about 20 quid as well, 25 quid. So I just thought, that's what you pay for a typical fun run. Let's do it, the same concept. It's ran virtually, so everyone trains virtually and does the run on the day virtually. But I felt like the added element of running for you, for your mental health, and rather than it just being about the fun run on the day, £20-25, it's also about the 8 weeks of being a part of a community, having the support. That's what's valuable. That's the best bit. The run on the end of the day is just kind of a bit of a celebration, really. So I knew that felt really valuable. So I then sort of, right, it's going to be 20 quid, let's put it as that. Then I put it forward to the 16 people that had been in the original marathon group, which is what we called it, marathon. And yeah, it was so organic, but I was like, guys, this has been so good. I want to do it again. I want to take it away from me and make it a Sanctus Fun Run. And I'm going to do it like this. This is what I'm pricing. This is what it's going to look like. What do you think? And not all of them. Everyone, I think because they'd just done it, I think someone like, looks good, don't know if I'll join up. Definitely I'm in, looks good. And I just wanted to gauge their feedback. Would you pay for it? Was it valuable enough to pay for it, seeing as you've just done it for the last 8 weeks? What do you think? And all of them gave me the kind of backing of, yes, I would. Love it. So that kind of gave me the confidence of, okay, I've given it away, and also, sorry, I'm getting excited, but I just want to say none of this was planned. It was just so kind of, I'm running the marathon, this is what I want, this is what I need, then the WhatsApp group, and it's just kind of all poured out of me really, and felt organic. So it's not like I created that test pilot group. In hindsight, that is what happened, but that group then was all the learnings for what is Sanctus Fun Run today. But that feedback was so validating, because it was like, I would pay for that, it was worth that. So that was awesome. And then, to be honest, after hearing that, I put it out there, created an Eventbrite, put created some images, created the copy and wrote it up, and then just put it out there and shared it. And I obviously was lucky that with Sanctus's, we did a bit of promo on the Sanctus channels, so I was obviously lucky about that. But even before we did that, we had sort of sign-ups straight away from people recommending or through my socials and stuff. And we had, in total, in the group now, we've got 48 people currently training and running on the Sanctus Fun Run group, which is ridiculous. And we've got 48 people from all over the world, literally Canada, Berlin, Amsterdam, I think. Literally all over the world. So, and it's been amazing. It's honestly been amazing. So we're right in the middle of it now. It's week 6 out of 8. So in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be running. And for 6 weeks, we've been part of exactly the same thing. 2 WhatsApp groups have been live. We kicked it off with a launch call where we got everybody together, which is a really special moment to see all these faces of people I've never met before, who had signed up, who are there to run essentially for their mental health, to have a purpose, to have a focus, and just to run. Not about, it wasn't about the outcome of the race, it was just purely for people's mental health. And to see how excited they were, we then created 2 WhatsApp groups because there was so many people. We've now got 25 people in each, or 24 people in each WhatsApp group, and the same rules apply, you know. It's slow and steady, every run's slow and steady, every run is, you focus on sort of slowing down and trying to take it in and be present over speed and time and finishing the run. It's about enjoying it, trying to slow and go as slowly as you can and enjoy it. Even a brisk walk is good. And yeah, again, it's just been amazing to hear the impact that it's having for people. People have changed their approach to running. People have used it to get out and find motivation, especially during lockdown. And you know, there's a lot of people in there that are either new to running or trying to get back into it. So to remove the ego layer of, it's not about going fast. We don't care about going fast in this group. It's just about showing up. It's just about getting out there when you can. And that's it. I think it's helped people fall in love with running again for what it should be when you take away all that sort of ego and stuff. And just some amazing people in there as well, like just absolute legends. So I'm we're in the middle of it now. I've got 2 weeks to go, and I guess the lessons for me have been the first one is, like, I remember when we first did the launch call and there was 48 people from around the world, or however many people were on the call. I was like, how has this happened? How are there so many people I've never met before here, from something that I was doing for myself, just kind of in a random WhatsApp group with my friends, and now it's this. Just the kind of realization that you can create something for others. It's not quickly, but it felt instantly. It felt like you can do that. A WhatsApp group, an Eventbrite page, that was it. Literally, that was it. And even the plan, we put it together into a PDF, into a document, done. So, and yeah, it was just so smooth. And second lesson was probably, I didn't realise that me running the marathon and creating that group for me would help others, but by starting with me, starting by trying to solve a problem for me and create value for what I needed, naturally by creating that value, me getting value out of it, and starting with that, I then, weeks, months later, was like, others must maybe feel like that. And that's when, opened it out, naturally they'd feel value because I know it solved the problem for me. So I start with yourself sort of thing. And 3 was just about, I think, creating value and pricing. I feel like by, I'm not sure how much we made, £700 or £800 from the fun run. And the way that we're splitting that is I've split it evenly between Sanctus on me, the Stu Steve, the Sanctus Run coaches, and we're making the fourth quarter, or the bigger part, we're doing a donation, giving a donation to an amazing community and charity that Jess Robson runs. It's called Run Talk Run, and it's a free running community that meet once a week pre-COVID to run and just to get out again for your mental health. A bit like Park Run, if you know Park Run, but for your mental health. And yeah, so part of this is donating to that as well, to support the volunteers and Jess to run that. So with that payment that people have made, it's been a commitment for the people that have signed up. It's part of that kind of buy-in. It's paid for Stu and Steve's time, and they're kind of coaches that are trying to live off their expertise, so it's helped support them. For Sanctus, I'm going to reinvest it into, I've already bought some like prizes for people. I've got some like pink socks, if they're watching this now, I don't want to ruin it, but maybe get some t-shirts, or how else can we reinvest it to keep doing this if we can. And so that money has again allowed that, and we've supported an amazing charity and charity in Run Talk Run. So that's my last lesson was like, you can create that. If you create value, almost like pricing it is really important, and then that allows you to keep doing it. And there's so much good that can come out of that if you do that right, and you do it in a pure way. I didn't do it to make money. I just knew that if people paid for it, that it would then it could continue, sort of thing, if that makes sense. So yeah, they're my 3 lessons from starting the Sanctus Fun Run sort of accidentally. And I guess I wanted to share some of the lessons I'm learning, kind of starting things like that, starting businesses, running projects, and hopefully that'll help somebody that's getting started. If you are listening, watching, and you want to ask more questions, then definitely ping me on my details below. And yeah, I also still wanted to share it because I think on the mental health side, I'm still kind of processing how powerful things like running sort of consciously can be for your mental health. So kind of, it's a big part of my life now, I feel. So it just feels natural to share it on here. So if you listen, if you listen this far, you're a legend. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you soon for another episode of Talking Business. Boom. Boom.